welcome back to my channel. So, hi. It's been a while and I'd like to say two things in regards to that. Firstly is obviously I'm sorry that it's been a while because I did sort of just vanish with no explanation, and secondly, thank you. This year has been a very busy, mad, filled year, and I have also been quite ill this year. Actually finally gotten to the bottom of why I kept getting ill and the things surrounding that and different ways to help with that, and just essentially I mean, it's not all good, like I'm ill and I'm not just gonna be ill, but I have new medicine which is helping and new things that are helping, so I'm better. I've also been writing my master's dissertation, which has taken a very long time and has been very stressful. I had to have multiple extensions because of being in the hospital, which has been a bit of a nightmare, and it's just been a bit crazy and a bit hectic. And unfortunately the two things that were sort of pushed aside and let slip in the midst of all of this was my reading life and my YouTube life. I haven't read a book. I read a book yesterday because I finished my dissertation yesterday and actually read something, but I haven't read a book aside from that one for a very long time, and I haven't made a video in like 3 weeks, and I've just been very behind, and the videos I was making before as well were not how I wanted my videos to be. They were sort of just, I need to get a video out so I'm going to make one, and sort of like half-assed effort. I was tired all the time, I just had no energy, I was feeling rubbish. So I'm really sorry that like if my content hasn't been the best and if I haven't been uploading regularly, but I'm also so grateful because you've all been really patient and really supportive, and whenever I sort of say anything about it, you're all really supportive and motivating and like, you can do this, you can do this. So it's been grateful, and knowing that I have you guys that have like not been like, why haven't you uploaded? I have not got a single like, where's the video? Like I've just got, are you okay because you haven't uploaded kind of thing. So I'm good. Like I said, I finished my dissertation yesterday. It's all done, it's bound together, it's complete, and I have finished my master's degree. I have no more master's degree. Hopefully, let's hope I pass my dissertation. So I'm back, and aside from my job, I am now not studying, so I have time to actually do this again, and I was so excited to get up and film today because I haven't filmed in so long and I miss it so much. I also went on holiday to Disneyland and I have so much footage. Like I have like Disney vlogs coming, a Disney haul coming. I did the Disney run, and I want to do a whole video about my run Disney experience. So I have lots of videos on their way. I did a thing on Instagram yesterday where you could reply and say which videos you wanted to see. So if you guys have any ideas of what videos you want to see, leave them down below as well so I can get to making them. We're going to go to 3 videos a week. They're going to be Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So there's going to be a schedule. My blog, I haven't posted on that since like March. Actually, that's a lie. I just uploaded a post on there with a collaboration I did with Titan Books. We're hosting a giveaway. I'll link it down below if you want to go check that out. So today I'm going to be doing the recommendations video, and that recommendations is female and female books. So books that have a female and female relationship in them. I wanted to do this video for a while because last year I read a lot of books that were like this and that I thought were amazing and that I want to share with you, so I'm going to do that today. One of the things that actually someone replied to on Instagram when I said about what videos did you want to see was LGBTQ+ videos, and obviously it's me, I do that all the time, so this is one of them as well, so I hope that you like it. If there's any other specific ones you want to see, like types of books or anything, then let me know down below. Okay, so the first book that I'm going to talk to you guys about is Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. This book is about a girl called Emmy, and over the summer she is staying at her brother's Los Angeles apartment. As a sort of a graduation gift, she gets to go there and stay with her friends, and her friend they kind of work on movie sets and kind of like organising sets for different things, and they find a letter in the house of this old man, and the letter kind of says that his like, whole estate after he died would go to this one person. So they sort of become sort of little like investigators, and they go and find this person and figure out why all this guy's money was going to her, and It's all that in story, and it unfolds and takes place over a summer. Emmy has just broken up from her girlfriend as well, and they've kind of been like on and off. Are they going to get back together? Are they not? And this time she's saying about how she feels as though it's final, and kind of it's new romances and kind of leaving old ones behind permanently, and kind of how that feels to permanently sort of remove someone from your life. And I really liked this book. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good kind of, it wasn't one where sexuality was explored in the sense that she was coming out and kind of just coming to terms with her sexuality. It was a very established thing from the get-go, and so it kind of looked at like the more relationship side of things and kind of different relationships and different people and how different people come into your life and how they can influence your life. I really liked it. I thought this was really good, and it's definitely one I would recommend. Then we have Tell Me Again How a Crush Should Feel by Sarah Farazan, and this is about a girl called Layla who is Iranian American, and because of this she already feels a little bit more of an outcast in her school, so she sort of keeps her head down and just sort of gets on with what she's doing. Then a new girl shows up to school, and her feelings for this new girl start to grow and start to develop, and she starts to kind of do things that she wouldn't usually see herself doing. This book is an exploration of sexuality and sort of learning about your friends and kind of the complex nature of people, and kind of coming sort of learning about yourself and growing into yourself and kind of learning new things about yourself, which I really like, because I think we're constantly changing and developing, and I think even just as you can learn new things about other people, you can learn new things about yourself, which is really interesting. So this book is kind of a whole exploration of that, as well as kind of looking at like relationships and first crushes and romances and all that stuff. So this one is another one which I think is really good. Then we have The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. This was a book which I actually bought a couple of years ago, and then I read it and at the time just didn't connect with it. So I sold my copy and sort of didn't really think about it. And then when it was Pride Month, I was in London, and the Waterstones in Covent Garden had this massive Pride display of Pride books, and I saw this. Like kind of just sat like this, and I was like, it's the rainbow book. So I like looked at it and saw that it was this, and I hadn't really thought about this book for a long time. It turns out it's a film now, which I really want to see. And I thought to myself, I first read this book when I was about 18 years old, 5-6 years ago now. Just don't feel like I gave the book enough time and effort and energy the first time I read it. So I saw this one and I thought, that's really funny, I haven't seen this book in so long, I haven't thought about this book in so long, I'm gonna give it another go. So I bought it again and I read it again, and I really liked it. I think it's a really interesting look and exploration of sexuality and different people's thoughts on sexuality that kind of come from your own if you're the person exploring that sexuality, if that makes any sense. This is about a girl called Cameron, and her parents have died in a car crash recently, and she feels guilty because the first thought that she has when she finds out is that they will never know at the time that they died she was somewhere else kissing a girl. She moves to Montana to live with an aunt who's very conservative, very much not someone that supports LGBTQ plus people, because when she's living with her auntie, she gets in a relationship with this girl. Everyone finds out. The town is a very small town. Everyone in the town is against it. The girl says that Cameron seduced her and stuff. So her aunt sends her away to this place to correct her. And it is it shows a side of how people can react, and it's terrifying that there are genuinely places that people can go to try and correct your sexuality. Like, there are people that genuinely think it's wrong, like so much in their head, like that's it, that's what they think. And this book is her getting to this place and the people she meets there and how it impacts her, and kind of, because everyone there is there for the same reason, but they don't think they need to be corrected, so they all sort of come together, and it's Cameron kind of learning about herself, and not just within her sexuality but lots of other aspects of herself as well, and the people that she meets and her experiences. This book is so like complex, and it has so much in it and looks at so many different things and deals with so many different things that I genuinely just didn't give it the time that I needed to give it the first time that I read it. And I'm so glad that I reread it and I gave it another go, because I think it's really important, and I think it deals with lots of important things and discusses lots of important things. Then we have one of my favourite books, and that is Our Own Private Universe by Robin Talley. This book is about 15-year-old Akai, who has always known that she's bisexual, but she hasn't ever had a boyfriend or a girlfriend or anyone to kind of put that into practice with. So she goes away with her church for the summer and she meets Krista, who is a little bit older than her, and she sort of uses like the experience that she has, and she's more experienced, and she says she has a boyfriend waiting for her back home, but they kind of form this little relationship, and it's kind of those first explorations of your first romances. This book is fantastic. I absolutely love this book. I think it was a brilliant exploration of your sexuality, of being sure of it but still exploring it, because that can happen, and sexuality is fluid, so things can change, and really interesting. And then coming out to your family and to your friends. This book's also really, really good because it deals with sex, and there's not enough like talk about safe sex in books anyway. Like sex in books is very, very unrealistic. It's really rare that I've read a book where they've actually stopped and spoken about like the leading up to sex, or like the safe sex practices and stuff, unless you're Clary and Jace and you're in hell. That was a thing, wasn't it? And I've seen it like more and more recently, but like it just wasn't ever a thing. People just didn't discuss it. This is good because it talks not only about safe sex and sex, but safe sex between girls and the different things there, and like it genuinely like does explain it like really well, and like goes into detail about the different things that can be used, and I really liked that. I thought it was really good because I think that that's important, because if people that are younger are reading this book and seeing that, and then like that's a thing, like they're like, oh, that's like, you use those and you can use these, and these are the different options. So it's really good. Like, yeah, like she does it. I've literally just turned to a page where like she's googling how to practice safe sex for lesbians. Really, really good. Like I really like this book. I think it's really good. I think it's a fantastic exploration and really, really detailed, and talks about some really, really, really good things. Then we have The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Now I'm speaking about this book because the main pairing, like the main girl in this book, Molly, her relationship is a heterosexual relationship, so they're not, the main couple is not two girls, but her sister has a girlfriend, and also she has two mums, and I just feel like the presence of female relationships in this book is so good and so positive, and we see same-sex get legalized in this book, and then her parents can get married, and just kind of the emotions that came from that were amazing. And I absolutely loved it. It's the main premise of this book is it's about a girl called Molly, and she's always had like crushes, but it's never really like come from like leaded to anything. And then her sister gets a new girlfriend, and with her new girlfriend comes this guy, and then she has this guy, and then there's a guy from work, and I thought it was going to be some like weird love triangle thing, and then it wasn't, and it actually is really good. Plus there's a really, really good like female and female relationship presence in this. Like I said, her sister is gay, and then he also has two moms, and like kind of you see their relationship and the struggles that they've had with their family, and how their parents and siblings have dealt with it, and then also the fact they can get married now, and how much that means, and how significant it was when gay marriage was legalized. So I really like this book. It's kind of like an honorary mention because, like I said, the main pairing is not like a female and female relationship, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Then we have It's Not Like It's a Secret by Misa Sugaria. And this book is about 16-year-old Sana. Her family are Chinese. She has grown up in America, and they've just moved from one state to another state. And she starts at her new school. She meets Jamie, and Sana's mum is very kind of traditional. She doesn't think she can come out to her. She doesn't think she can tell her. She doesn't think that she'll be understanding and will be supportive. So she's kind of dealing with her sexuality herself and kind of coming to terms with it, but also her growing feelings for Jamie and how much she likes her, and kind of her and Jamie form like a little relationship, and kind of there's that whole thing, and then she's got new friends and like new experiences at this new school, while also dealing with her family life and her home life and everything that's going on with her mum and dad. I really liked this book because I thought it was a really good exploration again of sexuality and how different people can react to sexuality. There's some of her friends in this that are kind of like, but are you sure though? Like, are you sure that that's right? And like people can do that. Like people have been like, yeah, but like, are you sure? Like if you just kissed a boy, like maybe, and it's like, actually, you know what? No. So that's really good. Like the only thing I didn't like about this is there's something that happens at the end, which Sana has gone through the whole book saying that she like doesn't condone, and then it happens and it's just like, what are you doing? But I really, really liked it. Other than that, this book kind of discussed so much more than I thought it was going to, and spoke about so many different things and important things, which I thought was really good. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like was the thing that happened at the end, but overall I really, really like this book and I'm recommending it. Then we have Things a Bright Girl Can Do by Sally Nichols. I remembered without looking at the book. and this book is set back in the time of the suffragette movement and the World War, and kind of votes for women and how women should have the votes, and women should be able to go to school, and women should be able to be educated and not just get married and stay at home and raise the children. This book is dual perspectives. We have Evelyn's point of view, who is kind of wants to go to school and is expected to just kind of get married and not do anything, basically. But she wants to go to school. Like, why should her brother get to go and her not? And then there's also the other point of view of we have May, who is campaigning so hard for women's rights and women to get the right to vote. And then she meets Nell, who is a girl that's kind of grown up in with a bit of a hard time, but her and Nell really, really hit it off. So all of these different stories are kind of dreaming of a place where women can kind of be in relationships with other women, where women can vote, where women can have a say in what's going on, where women can have access to education and can be considered to be on the same level as men. And it's a really, really interesting exploration. This book is fantastic. I really, really liked it, but I thought it was really good that they had a same-sex relationship in it, but kind of exploring that back at a time where women's rights were not as high. I really like this book. I definitely would recommend it. I think it's really, really, really good, and yes, go read it. Then we have We Are Okay by Nina LaCour, and this is a really interesting one because it's not really like a relationship or like a sexuality exploration or anything like that. It's more about kind of loss and like the loss of things and the loss of relationships, the loss of friendships, the loss of both, and how those things come together and tie together and how that can happen. Focuses on Marion, who kind of hasn't spoken. Something happened in something happened and kind of she just went away and has spent hasn't really spoken to anyone, doesn't talk to anyone about what really happened. Kind of it's that story kind of unfolding, and then her friend Mabel comes to kind of visit her to kind of do that, and they kind of talk about lots of things and lots of things unfold, and just really, but I liked this one as well, so I thought I'd recommend it. So those are some of my recommendations for books which have female and female relationships in them, that explore the sexuality and explore those types of relationships and can explore kind of coming to terms with your sexuality and coming out and all that stuff. I feel like there's a lot more books now about men, which is great. It's absolutely brilliant, and there's so many of those are some of my favourite books in the whole world. Like Ari and Dante, I know they're not their sexuality is never really discussed, but it's two boys. Simon vs. Homo Sapiens Agenda, Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, they're fantastic books, but there's not as many that focus on girls, and there needs to be more. So I thought I'd share some of my favourite ones with you today. I'd love to know if you have any other ones that you'd like to recommend. Please leave them down below, because I'm always up for wanting more of them. So please, please, please recommend me some more. Now my dissertation's finished, I can read them. So I'm very, very, very excited to do that. So yes, I'd love to know some of your favourite books that have female-female relationships in them. Are any of yours the same? Have you read any of these? Are you planning on reading any of these? I'd love to know. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fantasy things and all that jazz. So if you want to stick around, then you can press the button down below and turn on the notifications, because YouTube's subscription boxes are still shit, aren't they? Yes. Okay, hope you guys are doing really, really, really well. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!